really good. It's also very safe against the Lancelot, or much safer compared to the Eve, the Farsas even. So we'll see about that. Could it be last pick though if it is a Lilia? Because I don't think BTR want to go for the Lilia themselves. BTR's banned. Wait, I just realized. What did they ban? Uranus. There's an Arlet already.
That's the thing.
Is that
BIGETRON is not convinced that this Arlet...
But where else is it
Could be
going?
jungle.
When jungle, Arlet roam?
There's still
They're
gold.
sniffing
It's
that
like
sort of
roam,
like-
gold,
Sure.
jungle, XP flex.
Yeah, that's a very deep, like, that's a stretch for BTR by banning on Uranus now that I
It could be something that they know from Sprint.
realize.
This Theo Nile overthinking.
Might be, honestly, might be. The Grok gets banned out though. That is a good ban. Now that is possible, right? The flex of the Guinevere could be a Grok into a Guinevere Arlet. That is a nasty combo. Then you have the AoE of a Claude, and then the Zetian. Could be great. But right now for DEWA, I wonder what it's gonna be. Do they want to flex the Guinevere all the way to the end? If they do, then they go for the mid lane. Zetian, Farsa, Lilia. I'm not too big of a fan of the Farsa here. They have many more ways to die for BTR.
I go Lilia though.
But they still go for it, man. They are confident. 100% win rate on the Farsa, by the way, season 17. This is looking crazy. The lineup, 100% on Arlet, 100% on Farsa. BTR, what's the answer going to be now that you have the Farsa, the Arlet, Guinevere, and...
Maybe that's why they banned YZ.
Yeah. They don't want another dude flying over to the Farsa.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go Zetian here, but
Ooh.
I mean Zetian has that passive, right? If Guinevere
Yeah.
jumps, there's a knockback.
Yeah. There's that, and there's also the Sora together with the Fear of the Phoenix, and they still go Yisun Shin. Now this game, I like the Yisun Shin a bit more. You're going to win in lane against the Claude compared to last game. Last game was just a tough matchup. It's a 50-50. It's not really worth to take the risk against a Freya. Because you get cooked, you're outscaled even, in my opinion.
So what's the last pick for DEWA? Any thoughts, boys?
Really depends on where this Guinevere is going, man.
Have enough AoE, they have enough lockdown, but
Maybe they need
more...
someone in the front line?
Yeah, they need more.
There you go.
Ah, so they still go glue.
Now this I don't really... It's Glue Roam.
It's... Where's that glue?
So Gwyn jungle?
It is Glue Roam, it is Gwyn Jungle. Not too fond of the glue in the end here. But there's no other choice. Was there no other choice?
Grok was banned, Uranus was banned. Would you go would you stretch something like Minotaur?
Nah. Is this just like... I really wonder why. Like, jumping on Hylos, that's it? Because it doesn't look like he'll be... It's a Lancelot, right? Is it just pure zone? BTR 1 lineup rating last game, by the way, right? So, yeah. As Aldo says, this is irrelevant.
This is irrelevant. Think like Coach Aldo, ladies and gentlemen. But let's head over into the Land of Dawn for game number 2 between DEWA and BTR. Can DEWA close this 2-0? Or can the rookies from BTR come out on top? Let's head over, straight in.
DEWA United looking for a clean, sweet victory. And BIGETRON looking to spoil the party. Clive already very aggressive here on the positioning, but just spread out info. Seemed like almost similar to game 1. We only saw 2 spells, being the Flicker and the Retribution. This time around, Finn brings out the Revival.
Yeah. That should be a take. Yep, really good. BTR pick it up. And through the emblems I'm looking at, I'm glancing over. Yeah, nothing too crazy. Everything's pretty normal. The concussive blast choice once again for Lynch. Maybe this time, you know. Theonal's already given him the poke in the shoulder. That, hey, sir, you gotta go in. You gotta look for the throw. Zetian. Lane bully.
Oh, that damage, that range. That's why the Zetian is such a pain to really go against, especially in the early game, no matter what you're on. I think one of the only heroes that can kind of level that out, in my opinion, has been... Oh!
Niall!
Okta!
Okta to use that Flicker. That's going to be an immobilization on towards Niall. Not level 4 yet. Another poke, another damage, and that will be enough for Mueza to take Niall down.
That's what everybody calls on the internet, gerakan tambahan. Miracle, what do you think about that?
They baited out 2 flickers. It's still bad though. I agree. Oh!
That's gonna be another set, and down goes Lynch. It was very equal 10 seconds ago, but DEWA United suddenly shift their gears.
Kin, calm down. No recalling, Kin.
Yeah, no flicker on Kin, so he has got to calculate this one now. Already level 4, looking to cause havoc. Oh no, Kin will be low, but Nolan finds the turtle. Kin will be taken down, but that's the only trade.
That tempo immediately changed real quick. We didn't get a chance to really unbox what Nile did there.
Yeah. He tried to go for the kill on Octa, baited out the flicker, sure, but then he got caught and he missed the skill. What? Hold on!
Doing it again.
Oh, not enough damage just yet from Nile to really cause trouble. But economy-wise, BIGETRON, they're leading.
Yeah. I wonder where they're leading from. I think it's the gold crab in the bottom lane for Clive that is really getting him, you know, the gold. Right now, again, yeah, it was a mistake for sure from Nile, but he tried to look for the kill on Octa. Moeza also flickered, and then we have Kin getting a kill up top. I'm still trying to, like, look at the moment, because it was just a bit weird by Kin as well to just stay over against Nile. He got picked off in the end, and it became a trade that should have been fully in favor of DEWA to somewhat okay. In the end, it's still level on the board. Dolan's doing a good job, just constantly going in. But Clive should be winning more than this, man. Against the Claude, he's very hesitant to just go for the trades, it seems. And he doesn't get the gold crab even. It's maybe who picks it up.
The rookie jitters perhaps, right? And again, it's an equilibrium. DEWA United swings the goal just a bit. In 30 seconds, we might see a big fight again from both. But that's going to be the Hunter Strike, finally secured by Clive.
Okay, item check. Steel leg plates rush. Again, this time for Moeza. Could be the chastised pauldron first item. The HS is going to be the first item for maybe here. Yeah, nothing too crazy again for both of the teams. It's really just the standard start to the game. Just let's see how they set up for turtle number 2 here. DEWA United only ahead by 450 gold. This can still be contested by BTR.
Riza already has going 1, so I don't know if that's going to impact the game. Octa has also brought it up. Let's see.
Thin poked below 50% HP. That's going to be Zichan using his ult. Oh my goodness, Lynch finally finding a set. Finally using the ult. Down goes Octa. That's going to be the recovery, though the repositioning. Nolan finds a trade, but maybe with the AoE blazing duet, Nile collects the kill and the turtle. Ladies and gentlemen, DEWA United this time round will not find the set to fruition, and that's the dive, that's the damage, and that's Riza picking up the killing spree.
Beautiful, beautiful. 5-3 now, 1,600 gold lead. Earlier the tempo was on DEWA's side, but Nile's movements have finally paid off. Lynch as well, with the fact that he was able to get that moment. That was huge for BTR and that momentum too.
Yeah, that's why I'm not really like a big fan of the group pick, because especially when you go split, right? Nile gets so, oh my god, Octa. Okay, Nile gets so many more stacks on the puncture. He can stack up everything, and once you're fully stacked up, 1 Phantom Execution plus a Thorn Rose, Octa's dead. And you saw the built-up damage there from Nile in the fight, especially with War Axe. You stack that up while stacking up puncture.
Octa's definitely not having a great game. I mean, even disregarding that moment. Wait a second, there it is!
Oh, that's a great pick-off coordination there. Maybe with the blazing duet and DEWA United finding a response.
Yeah, that's 2 ultimates though burnt out. They're gonna be able to try and zone out that bottom side of the map, but it looks like Finn is still there. Should be able to clear. Don't know if they still want to commit onto that. That's a lot of time in the bottom side for DEWA.
Oh. They know Octa doesn't have a flicker, so they're trying to abuse that fact.
And it's Clive now in the bottom lane. Oh man, I don't think, oh, he's gonna get dove on. 4 guys rotating down below, but no minions. Good clear, good recovery for Finn, but Clive needs to go back straight up again, man. Turtle will spawn back up now. BTR are the ones with the lead. Lynch, in that fight, he was still late, man. He's been late constantly to the turtle fights. I think sometimes he just needs to give up on the wave. It's okay. If he showed up earlier, I think it would have been a similar result. Luckily, they still pulled it off, but Lynch needs to get used to the tempo of MPL.
Well, he's moving now.
Yep.
BIGETRON now trying to claim the turtle. Below 50% HP now. The turtle. Oh, that's an opening! That's a feather airstrike. Ken finds Nile! Dolan collects the turtle! And it's just like game one. DEWA United finds the domino effect at turtle 2. 2 members off the board for BIGETRON. And Lynch will fall as well as Ken finds the connection to take him down.
Kin's very low. Oh!
Oh!
It's just a free kill, man. No flicker for Kin. He tried to get close, but Rizzo was just spacing. BTR still keeping the lead at 300, but DEWA, that was a phenomenal fight, man. Great engage again. And they were just able to steamroll through, catching Nile, who's been recalling. Signature Nile recalls, but yeah, DEWA definitely got pissed off after that previous fight. And again, I gotta say, for Lynch, he just keeps on waiting for DEWA to engage first. On the Sora, I really think he should be the one to go in first. They have a Fury of the Phoenix as well to combo it, and it would give Nile so much more room to make those plays. But again, Lynch, he was waiting in the turtle. He was actually behind Nile instead of walking up forward. And again, in that skirmish, even though he rotated quicker than in Turtle 2, he was still later than Kin.
All right, so we are sensing some hesitation coming in from Lynch. Let's see, after this 8th minute point in this game, if anything changes. But again, I do agree. Man, DEWA so clean with it. Oh, okay, still gonna be able to get out of that. Kin unable to open up that engage. Dolan, I think, is looking for that moment, but in the end, DEWA have their eyes on the objective. That tower is gonna fall in the hands of DEWA.
Now it's back to the waiting game. This is what we're going to see more of from DEWA, man. They're not a team that would just go for random fights. After they get an objective, they want to just go and chain it together, right? Once you get the turtle, they zone in, they group up together, cut the lane, and go for the structural objective down below, the turret, tier 1. And then they cut top as well, you saw earlier. Now it's Lord, and they're going to just do that again. It's just all about objectives for DEWA. Team fights, yes, but team fights for objectives, not random team fights across the map like we used to see from them.
Okay, but what are we waiting for? Are we waiting for a sort of power spike?
For BTR?
For both?
For DEWA, we're waiting on maybe. He's not even online yet, but he's already 004. He's getting a lot of gold in his pockets, man. So once he gets the corrosion side, he's going to start doing some big damage. Riz is going to have to be careful, even Clive. And again, Clive should be the one ahead in this matchup against the Claude. You're not going to have as much consistent damage as a Claude later on in the game. You're going to get outscaled, man. You're going to have to try to like outskill him. And right now, it doesn't really look like he has the capacity to outskill maybe. Maybe he's looked really good this game.
And it looks like he's already involved as well in the setup for the next objective. The Lord Dance has begun. We saw an item being built up by Riza as well, that lightning going for a little bit more damage. That should help. The fact that the range is huge as well, if they're going to be able to set it up properly with Lynch, that might be a problem for DEWA. Let's see if that happens.
Finn now isolated in the front, looking for cover. Lynch, will it be enough now? The damage is not there. That's maybe popping the Blazing Duet. Is able to get out. Still 5v5, folks, as the Lord has already spawned in the land of Dawn, and both teams here looks for a reset.
Why doesn't the combo feel like it's hitting Miracle? Because we saw the Fury of the Phoenix, and then we saw Lynch follow up.
Yep.
But that combo just didn't hit properly. Why?
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be Lynch who goes in first. And
I see.
really, at this point, they were aware of it, right? They got caught by it once. The second time it could have landed, they just went in first. So when they saw that BTR had an angle to go in, they just started splitting up. That's why it was difficult for Lynch to go for even the flicker. He hesitated on the flicker because he knows he's not going to find more than 3 members, or even 3 at that point. Lord's taking a half.
Keep in mind, Octa, no flicker. BIGETRON, they must keep tabs on this, and that's going to be an opening. Feather airstrike popped. Dolan now will be able to reposition. Both teams again looks for a reset.
Yeah, Octa utilizes the Feather airstrike, so I think they want to look for a reset as well. Trying to push in that top lane first. Lynch still there on standby. I'm talking and thinking about this bottom side of the map. It looks like they've sent Clive to handle it, but yes, the Swift Trinity picked up now.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just... Sending a Yusun down below is not a good idea.
Oh, they're going in here. That's going to be the pop alt here. Oh, Kin very low. Dolan still able to clutch that retry. Will be traded with Kin though. Now it's going to be a 4v5. BIGETRON, they want to close out the distance. Will they be able to do so as Lynch will be the one to fall? Weza survives. Down goes Finn. Dolan suddenly taken down, but maybe collects the double.
2-4-3 trade. DEWA pick up the Lord. Nile tried to go for the swift movements on the Lancelot, but unfortunately he got taken down in response to that. Problem is now maybe still alive, so going through these turrets will be quite easy for DEWA.
Ooh.
As the feather airstrike opened up,
Yeah.
Riza taken to half health. Imagine that.
It just looks super messy for BTR, dude. They sent Clive into the bottom lane, but they want to fight, so Clive was late, couldn't
Yeah.
deal much damage, and he came in as the team was dead, right? Then after that, he couldn't go in. Nile was left alone. Oh,
Oh no, Lynch caught
Lynch?
again. Ladies and gentlemen, DEWA United looks for a 2-0 in their sights. Definitely top base cert will be the first one to fall here out of the three. And DEWA United playing it disciplinedly. Clive pops the Mountain Shocker, but down goes the mid turret. That's going to be BIGETRON focusing to take the Lord down. Feather airstrike is here. A spin taken very low. Glorious pathway forced to be used, maybe. With the Wind of Nature looks for an opening. But they will defend their bottom base turret.
That's 2 inhibitors taken down though.
yep, and it's the far lane.
Yeah, the Lord's gonna be spawning on the bottom side of the map, so again, if they... I mean, we saw in that previous escape as well that it didn't work out according to their plan as well. Clive sent to the bottom side, and now it's gonna be even worse because they don't have the inhibitors turret on the opposite side. Do they send Nile this time around?
Nah, I think at this point,
I think it's GG.
well, okay, I think it is. Firstly, I think it is. I really think the morale of these rookies is starting to waver here, especially for Lynch, man. He's been late on so many fights. It just feels bad, you know. I don't know, his debut up against Kin. I don't know if this is the best choice now that, you know, after seeing it. Letting the Clive debut against maybe. Letting Lynch debut against Kin. Possibly like the best individual XP laner in lane. Lynch got cooked in lane, and everyone else, Moeza, Octa, Dolan, everyone's doing just such a good job this game. Then the Wind of Nature is already done for maybe. He can do whatever he wants, man. The Melfic gun, very soon built up as well. Riza is promising, though. His positioning is great. The spacing is amazing. Great usage of skills. The itemization, I mean, it's just a classic build, but all right. I think for Clive and Lynch, they're just really too passive here. They're just way too passive.
If anything, it's a learning curve,
Yeah, for sure.
right?
For sure.
But yes, in this particular game, it is looking quite difficult for BTR to look for an opportunity, look for a comeback. Technically, there is still the combination that we were referring to before between the Sora as well as the Zetian. Can they look for that? Is that something that we can expect? I mean, you can see DEWA have adapted really well. They're not clumping up against one another. They're trying to prevent that combination from hitting. So it is not just BTR unable to look for these moments, but DEWA United are also figuring out ways to make sure that it doesn't happen.
The first 3 turtles and the first Lord, I'd say yes, they'll still have enough damage with that combo. Now, even if they get that combo, I don't think they'll have enough damage. I think DEWA have already built proper items to evade against it. 4,000 gold lead, Wind of Nature as well, right? So
Yep.
maybe he's not gonna die. Dolan's tanky. Moeza's tanky. Kin's very sustainable. Octa's sure. Octa can still die, but he's not going to be caught in it. I don't think so. He's building towards a Winter Crown.
They're blitzing it.
Yeah, Nell showed top earlier. Dolan will collect the Lord. My goodness, that's a stun.
Oh!
Oh, man! That's a set by BIGETRON.
Nope.
Will it be enough, though? Maybe in the back, looking for a kill, but he will get shut down as Kin, tanky enough, collects a double.
Wait.
Clive.
Oh, in the mid lane, it's very messy, but Clive caught Finn, even with immortality, trying to buy time for his team, as DEWA United will shuffle their damage on towards Finn. Down goes the horse, and Ken in the front lines looks for a kill on towards Lynch. Lynch trying to hold on, 10 seconds for Riza, but it will not be enough. Ladies and gentlemen, a sweet victory, a sweet debut for Dolan as they collect the 2-0 victory.
The Dark Horses of MPL ID Season 17 have done it on their debut match against BTR. Clean